Welcome to this first of a series of 5 short videos in this masterclass, how to develop your awesome, authentic signature facilitation style. Each of these videos gives you some background, guidance and prompts for you to think about in the context of reflecting on your own signature style. They come with a playbook packed with activities for you to use to do some more detailed work on defining and thinking about your own style. I'm going to go through the key content and things to think about in each video. At the end of each video, go straight to your playbook and have a go at the activities in there. You can go as deep as you want into those, or you can take a more high-level view. How you use the activities and how much time you spend on them is, of course, completely up to you. It's great that you're here. Now let's get started. So let's define what we mean by an authentic signature style. It's a combination of how you see yourself and how your delegates, clients, colleagues, and others see you. And even if you think you haven't got an authentic signature style, you have. Whether we intend to or not, we're always communicating and people are always reading us. So it's really good to be intentional about your signature style and take a bit of time to think through whether how you're being perceived is how you want to be perceived. Is the style working for you? Or is there anything that you want to change up, try out, or build on? So your signature facilitation style is how you show up, which influences to an extent how others see you and the experiences that you co-create with your delegates. Your signature style is what makes you stand out, your differentiators, unique selling point, or even competitive edge. It's your personal brand of facilitation. I like what Jeff Bezos said about personal brand. It's actually what people say about you when you leave the room. Now, before we go any further, I just want to say a few words on authenticity, because of course this masterclass is about your authentic signature style. Obviously, a reality check is that most of us are not 100% authentic 100% of the time, because there are times when it's healthier and better for us to put on an act to get through a situation. Hopefully that's the exception rather than the norm, but the important point is that if you're comfortable just being yourself, bringing your whole and best self to the room when you facilitate, this will create better impacts, results and engagement than either not being fully present or by trying to be someone you're not. Now in this masterclass, I'll be using the metaphor of a tree for your facilitation signature style. I think the tree is a good metaphor. Just as a tree has roots, your facilitation style has roots too. Your roots include your purpose, values, DNA, preferences and well-being. These things really keep us grounded. They're absolutely fundamental to who we are. The trunk of the tree represents your core. It's your center. Your strength, flexibility, heart, presence, skills, and hours of practice all make up your core. The branches and leaves represent when you're actually practicing facilitation, when you're in the moment, making your difference in the flow, when you're in the zone interacting with delegates to achieve the fruit, the ideas, outputs, and experience that delegates feel they're getting. And even though when you facilitate, you're usually neutral and independent, when you facilitate as a service to your delegates from the inside out, you can reach people, connect better, and have more useful outcomes because you're bringing your whole best self into the room. Your whole and best self is something that you need to be continuously developing. It doesn't matter if you're a first-time facilitator or, like me, if you've been facilitating in different guises for over 20 years. We can always be learning, we always need to be evolving, and we always need to be mindful of what we're doing. Because if you've been doing facilitation for a long time, it's so easy to get comfortable or complacent and slip from always doing our best work. If you're a beginner facilitator, it's never too soon to start thinking about your awesome, authentic signature style. It will actually help you and accelerate your skills development, as well as helping you make a better and more meaningful impact in your events. It's very likely that your style will evolve over time too, as you learn, experience more and grow. The bottom line is that it's never too soon and it's never too late to work on your signature style. Now, there are 5 videos in this Masterclass series. In video 1, you're going to explore a bit more what the term signature facilitation style means and why it's important. We've started to do that already. In a few seconds, you're also going to think about how you would define your own signature style. Video 2 is about your roots, purpose, value, strengths, well-being, with some activities for you to think about those for yourself. In video 3, you'll work on developing your core, strengths, heart, flexibility, presence, skills and experience. Video 4 is all about developing flow. In video 5, you'll put it all together. You'll define your style and create an action plan for growth. Each of these videos is very short. I'd like you to play each video one at a time, then go straight to your playbook to do the activities that are related to that video before moving on to play the next video in the series. The videos are really short, but actually when you do your playbook activities, I suggest that you give yourself a bit of time, make a cuppa, and remember that there's no rush. Don't feel like you've got to go through all the videos and playbook activities and complete them in one go. You don't. The material is here for you. It may be that you do one every couple of days or even one a week. That's absolutely fine. In fact, putting a little bit of time, maybe a few hours at least between each session, could help you to mull over some of the themes. Right, I promised you some activities. The first 3 activities that you'll find in your playbook for this video 1 will help you to begin to define your authentic signature facilitation style. I'd like you to think about your own perceptions and also any feedback or info that you've had from colleagues, delegates, clients, and so on, and just write down all those words that come to mind. Get as many words out there as you can, maybe even create a word cloud. The important thing is to write them all down. Just go big and get a good volume of words out there. When you've done that, identify clusters of words or themes that stand out to you. What are the most recurring themes? Which words or combination of words show your uniqueness? Write these down, then go on to the next activity. All the activities in this Masterclass series form a process to help you facilitate your own thinking about your authentic signature style. The next step is to work through your facilitation growth plan in your playbook. This has 12 prompts to help you explore how you're feeling about your facilitation right now. They cover a range of different facilitation dimensions. For example, the range and diversity of your toolkit of processes and techniques, your experience, your well-being at work, how happy you are with your network of other facilitators, and so on. For each of the statements, decide whether you're taking your first steps or on your way, doing okay, strong or super strong. Mark that down on the page. You can add in dots or colour in the segments, whatever you want to do is fine. There's no right or wrong way, and this is your plan. When you look at this later in the year, it'll be so cool to have all this recorded and be able to look back on your journey. Identifying where you're feeling strong and where you want to develop will help you, not just in this masterclass, but also when prioritising from the other resources within the Idea Time Academy. The more you can share with me, the better, as I'll be able to help you on a one-to-one basis too, as part of your Idea Time Academy membership. You can email any of your work on this to me privately at jo@ideatime.co.uk in complete confidence, of course. But don't go yet, because the third and final activity for this video builds on your 12 growth plan scores. Use this table in your playbook and have a go at using the 5 whys root cause technique to explore your thinking further. The 5 whys technique helps you to get to the real root of something really quickly. You can also use 5 whys for troubleshooting, improving quality, problem solving, or just to resolve simple or moderately difficult challenges. It's also used in lean manufacturing and Six Sigma, which you may have heard of. For each of the statements and the scores, including those with a strong or super strong score, you're going to ask why you've scored it that way 5 times and fill in each space in the table as you go. Asking why sounds simple, but answering it sometimes requires serious thought. Search for answers that are grounded in fact and think about things that have actually happened. Write them all down. Ask why 4 more times, each time responding to what you wrote down for the previous why for that statement. So for instance, if you've written down your first why for a statement, your second why is about the first response, the third why is about the second response, and so on. A tip is to try to move quickly from one why to the next so that you have the full picture before you jump to any conclusions. You'll know when you've revealed the root cause of your statement when asking why produces no more useful responses and you can go no further. And just a few other tips while I'm at it. The number 5 in 5 whys is really just a rule of thumb. Sometimes you may need to ask why a few more times before you get to the real root. In other cases, you may reach this point before you ask your fifth why. If you do, make sure that you haven't stopped too soon. When you've written down all your whys, think about what this means for you and just jot down any thoughts you have in the end column. You'll have the opportunity to come back and build on all your work here in video 5. These steps are designed for you to get your thoughts down as a starting point before we proceed to get into more detail with your facilitation style in the later videos. If you have any questions, please do send me a note at joe@ideatime.co.uk. I'll see you again in video 2.